I want to talk about Anton Daniels. And here's why. I know some of you may not know who Anton Daniels is, but on a side of YouTube that, a lot of people don't talk about, and that's typically geared towards the Black community for the most part, him and Corey Holcomb had an interview together and things went left. And then things continued to go left after the interview. There was still, everybody had their beef on what happened between the two. And then Corey Holcomb decided to come out the woodwork and, put his family out there on the platform, which that's a big no-no. If leave the family, leave the kids out of the situation. If me and you got a beef, it's between you and I, not everybody else. It's between you and I, right? And so everybody coming out the woodwork, making videos. And what's crazy is I've seen a lot of videos of people going against Anton, which is, it's fair. Hey, do your thing. But here's the problem. A lot of them are making up lies, and they're trying to eat off of Anton Daniels' name because this is so viral. So everybody's coming out the woodwork to make money and try to get their views up and all that type of shit. But it ain't gonna last them long because a lot of them suck ass content creators. Let's just be honest. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to talk about people. It is what it is. So because everybody's trying to speak so negatively about Anton Daniels, I want to speak on the positive side of it and how he tries to help individuals and help people build themselves back up, even if you are in a fucked up situation. How he talks about how he gives back to how he's in the streets, giving back to the community, giving money, things like that, and how he's helping you and trying to help people grow and learn. So I'm gonna play this video and then I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna do some commentary in between if I believe there's some commentary there. So we're gonna go ahead and get to it. And look, and if y'all got any more questions, man, make sure you tap into the super chat as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it.
The game, though. I could have went to the game, but I didn't make it to the game. And I also had a conversation with my wife, right? And that conversation was, hey, listen, it's September, it's the 9th. It's roughly 4 months until we get into the new year, a little less than 4 months until we get into the new year. And I got to go into monk mode. And so a lot of people asking me, Anton, what is monk mode? And monk mode is kind of something spiritual, but I like to expand it to being something that everybody can embrace because everybody don't believe like me, right? And so I gave it the name monk mode, but in a sense, it allows for you to recenter yourself and refocus on certain things. So it's some things that you may want to solve for in your life. Maybe you got some problems. We've seen what was happening with Rich Homie Quan, and I think personally that addiction is a big deal. That's not something that I deal with personally as far as drug addiction. But I think that everybody has vices. Everybody has weaknesses. And if we don't address them, and this is largely something that I speak to men about, but I definitely want to make sure that women help y'all to understand that women can embrace this too. We run on this treadmill every single day and we don't stop and take accountability, or we don't take inventory of what our lives are really like. And so we just run. And you find yourself in the same position or worse every single year. You keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results. And you don't really understand what's happening in your life. And so, most people, they all do it at the same time and they all fall off within the first 15 days or 2 weeks, right? And so what they do is they go into the new year. They say, oh God, we got New Year's resolutions. And then all of the gyms make a whole bunch of money because they all know that y'all going to sign up. The people that are regulars at the gym, they get upset because they already know that they're going to have to pull back a little bit or go at a different time because they know all of y'all going to rush in at the same time. And then they know within a month, everything is going to go back to normal. People going to go back to their lives. Nobody is really going to do anything, and you're not going to get the results that you want. My mic is messing up? All right, hold on. Give me a second. I don't know what's going on today. Mic was fine, so that means all of your money. And then after they capture all of your money, you going to fall off. You're going to go back to the thing that you normally was, and you're not going to be going back to the gym or whatever your New Year's resolutions are. It's going to be dead, right? And so this can apply to both men and women, but I usually adapt it to men more because I speak more with men or speak more towards men because I understand that the greatness of any community is based off of how great their men are, right? And so what I tell people to do, and what I dropped in this morning on the Anton Daniels channel, was a video that basically said it's time to go into monk mode. And yesterday, instead of going to the Lions game, instead of going to hang out at brunch, instead of going to spend a whole bunch of time with people, my daughter, my wife, the people that surround me, they understand that it's time for me to recenter on myself. And you have heard me say often at times, you have to be selfish before you can be selfless. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You have to be selfless or selfish before you can be selfless, because you cannot pour out of an empty cup.
So translation for a lot of people who don't understand that means get the beam out of your own eye first before you can focus on anybody else. Get yourself in order first. Build yourself up. Because here's what you got to understand. When your cup overflows, it then flows into other people's cups. And when their cups fills up, it overflows to the next, and then so on and so forth, right? You have to focus on you first. So I'll give you an example. In order for me to go and give back to the Black community, in order for me to create jobs and create businesses for other Black people, or not even Black people, just people in general, right? I don't even want to use just Black people. Create for people in general, right? I have to first focus on me. I have to be selfish first. I have to be the one that's going to do the building. I have to be the one that's going to sacrifice. I have to be the one that do the shit that other people won't do. I have to be the one that's going to do the hard work and put the 10,000 hours in. I have to do that first. Because once I put the 10 hours in, I've done the effort, I've done the sacrifice. And now because I put all this effort in and I've done all of these things, and now I get the fruits. Now I start to get the fruits. I can enjoy that labor a little bit, but I still got to continue to keep working, to keep building, because now I'm putting people in positions now. Excuse me. And now because I'm putting these people in these positions, I have to continue to keep working in order to make sure that they are sustained in their positions. And so we continue this whole cycle. So therefore, you have to be selfish first. You have to be selfish first. You have to focus on you. I know some people, especially when you got a wife, if you got kids, if you got a woman at the crib, or whatever the case may be, at some point you got to have that conversation with your lady or your wife or whatever. Listen, I need you to dial in with me. There's gonna be some time where it's gonna be 70% you, and it's only 30% me. But in order for me to get to that 100% while I'm 100% here, I gotta focus this 70. I gotta focus on this. I got to, in order to get us to that position and get us to the goal that we're trying to get to.
You can't add value into people if you're broken as an individual. You can't go into a relationship thinking that you can be interdependent on somebody else for your happiness, because then if they have a bad day, then everything just crashes out. In every aspect of your life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, sexually. I know it's a lot of people that in society, I ain't even gonna say a lot of people that watch this. It's just a lot of people in society that spend a lot of time masturbating.
Yep, facts.
They can't shake it.
Facts. Even
if they're not getting box, or even if they're not addicted to box. And some of us have become so, I've heard some of the wildest stories. Some of y'all have become so sexually deviant to where, unless it's something that's just out of this world crazy, you don't even get off no more. You can't even get it up unless you throw a pill in. Some of us have been eating this trash food, fast food. It's bad enough the stuff that's in the grocery stores got all of this preservatives and coloring number 9 in it and all of this stuff. We've been eating trash for so long that our body is adapted to it. And so if you fast for 7 days straight, your body is going to be going through a withdrawal. Yep. And it's almost going to be like you on meth. It's going to be like you on crack. It's going to be like you on heroin, and your body going to go through a withdrawal. You're going to be shaking. Some of us are so addicted to day naps and stuff like that. Some of us are so focused on smoking trees so much that you don't even have no clarity no more. Your entire view of life is skewed. Your entire life is a smoke. It's fog. It's foggy. And you think that that's the way that you're supposed to see things, and that's your norm because you've been doing it for so long that you forgot what being clear looks like.
Yeah.
Some of us ain't picked up a book in so long that we ignorant. And so we depend on other people on the internet. And a lot of them is giving y'all bad information on talking points on how you supposed to do things.
Yeah.
You ain't talked to God in so long because you just been coasting. And that's why God said that he don't like lukewarm, because see, if you're doing really well, he can deal with you. If you're doing really bad, you're going to fall back into God. But usually the people that's just coasting in the middle, they just forget. And it just becomes a norm because they haven't had to do anything extra or extraordinary in order to get to a different point, which would require more than what the general public do. And that's the thing that people are missing about this situation, is that in order to be or get some extraordinary results, you got to do stuff that you ain't never did before. Not only you have to do things that the majority of the population are not willing to do. And so when
think about it, think about this though. There's a reason why there's the 1%, the 5%, the 10%, the 20%. They're doing the shit that most people, the majority of individuals, won't do. Let's be real. They're doing most things. Majority of people are doing the things that are not going to get them to the place of where they want to be, because they just want to live. You can ask your everyday, listen, man, I just want to live a lifestyle. I just want to live a comfortable and chill lifestyle, man. You know, I don't want too much. You know what I'm saying? I just want a little piece of the pie and then I'm good. Go and ask somebody. Listen, go and ask somebody right now. You can ask somebody that you randomly walk by. You can ask them, listen, man, what do you want in life? Oh, I just want to make sure I got a roof over my head. I just want to make sure I'm making decent money so that way I can have a nice I can earn a living, a good living while I'm comfortable. You know, I'm good where I can pay my bills on time, things like that. Man, you crazy. Now you go and ask somebody who's a 5% and say, hey man, what do you want? What is it that you want in life? Shit, I want it all. I want it all. I want the life. Not only do I want to live a certain lifestyle, but also I want to be able to build a legacy and also be able to maintain my lifestyle after I retire. So I got to make sure I'm continuously working. They're constantly working. They're constantly working. There has to be a trade-off. There has to be a trade-off at the end of the day. There has to be. There needs to be a trade-off every day. So even if you think you're doing a lot, you need to 10x it. And here's the thing, I'm talking to myself too. That's what's crazy. I talk to myself too. Like, listen, bro, you doing what you're doing right now, but you got to 10x that shit. You got to step over that. You got to step over one more hump. You got to step over one more hump, big dog. So I could be transparent with y'all. I'm retraining myself. Retraining on the things that I gotta do in order to get to where I'm going. So that means doing the things that people want to do. See, you see a lot of people who read books, but guess what? Guess what type of books they read? They read fantasy books. They read dream books. They read love books, but they ain't reading books that's actually going to help them. They're not reading self-improvement books. They're not reading books that's actually giving you the game and actually helping you level up. I'm reading a book right now by Cody Sanchez. It's called Main Street Millionaire, on how to purchase a business, on how to purchase a boring business right now, because I'm in the process of not only building my platform, but I'm also going to use my platform as a way to also find deals. Right? But that's something I'll talk about later. That might be something I might put in my Patreon on what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it. That might be Patreon stuff. So make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments. All right. And so I'm learning the game behind that, because a lot of people think that you need millions of dollars. They think you need six figures. You need to make six figures, or you need to have $30,000 saved up in order to even try to invest in the business. But the more that you learn, the more that you know, it's like, I didn't know I can start you can have a 9-to-5 right now. Let's just say you make $40K a year at your job, right? Did you know that you can, of course, it's going to take work. So that's inevitable. It takes work. But did you know that you can purchase a boring business, car wash, laundromat, window cleaning services, landscaping services, pressure washing services, junk removal services, things like that. You can purchase these businesses with $0 down. All you need to do is get in contact with the actual owner. 9 times out of 10, this owner is going to be an older guy who's ready to retire. They're ready to get out the game. They don't have this business to pass down to anyone, and so they're ready to make a move. You can go to Chamber. You can go to Chamber of Commerce, connect with some people, see who's actually, just talk to people, have a drink with people, and see what they're talking about. See who's actually out here trying to sell a business. And these are the things. Not only am I learning, but guess what? I'm going to be implementing those things too. So yeah.
Everybody else is partying, when everybody else is doing things, when I could have been just okay and everything would have been just fine as far as going through on the weekend and Sunday. And I did have to do a live stream yesterday, but when I could have went out and partied and went out to the game and did whatever it is that everybody else was doing, I decided to come into the studio and from 10:30 a.m. until about 9 p.m. last night. So I'm 11 and a half hours in on Sunday. I'm redoing the studio. I'm setting stuff up. I'm putting new computers in. I'm working. I'm setting up for Monday. I'm setting up for the week. I'm redoing some graphics, tweaking some things here, preparing for the upcoming show, having conversations with people, doing business deals. Me and Angela Stanton, we probably going to live stream on a Wednesday night after the debate. We preparing. We looking at upcoming business deals. I'm talking to offshore developers. Yesterday, I put in a hot 12 hours just in the studio, and then I did some more at the crib. Went back to the apartment, washed some clothes, set some stuff up, put some stuff in a position, made sure that I shaved, made sure that I prepared myself, got my clothes ready for the gym in the morning and stuff like that. Started my fast because I'm going to do this with you. And so every single year before New Year's, we recalibrate, we dedicate ourselves, and we start to prepare, and we're going to go into the new year running. So when everybody else is getting ready for it, we already running through it.
What's an American process? What's an American thought process? What do you mean? What's an American thought process?
And so we need clarity. And this is when you have to come into monk mode. Listen, I understand that some of us have some obligations that we already got scheduled. Me too. Got to go out of town in order to go to my brother's birthday. Got to take care of some business. Got to do some live shows and some stuff that I already got on the calendar. But outside of that, cut off everything. And if you worried about whether or not your girl or your guy is...
Oh, you saying that people who don't travel enough. So are you saying that people who don't travel enough are they think because the media may make Black people look like they're slow? Is that what you're saying?
Still gonna be with you after you come out of this thing that's gonna be best for you, and they not, then they wasn't for you in the first place. If they can't give you 90 days, and monk mode is a 90-day thing that we do.
Okay.
If they can't give you 90 days to become full, to become whole, to become the best person that you can be, so you can be a good person for them. And I'm not telling you to completely absolve yourself of your responsibilities. Take care of your kids. Do the things that you're supposed to do. But if they can't give you 90 days to fix yourself, or to recalibrate, or to refine yourself, or to get back, because some of us is not even broken. Some of us is not even in a bad space. We just need to refine some things. We may need to give up a couple things. We may have fallen away from some stuff that we would normally do because we've gotten so caught up in the world or so caught up in what was going on in life and stuff that don't even really matter. Recalibrate, clean out your system, go through a cleanse. And when I say a cleanse, I'm talking about food-wise. I'm talking about your friends. You may have to go on social media and
Let me pause right here. I want to say something. I want to address something real quick. And a lot of people are gonna sit here and say, "Oh, bro, you out here? Damn, bro, get off his nuts, bro. Get off his nuts." Here's the thing. I'm gonna be 110% transparent. You can look at this as a bias. You can look at this as a way of me saying, "Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? There, bro, you just got a bias because of this." Listen, I had the luxury of having a one-on-one call with Anton Daniels. I had the luxury of doing it, right? And what I want to say is the things that he taught me within that one-on-one call has helped me a lot in what I'm doing today. Right? And so when I look at certain people, I have this thing where I can look at people and tell when they're genuine and when they just full of shit. Because there's a lot of people that I don't follow. There's a lot of people that I'm not susceptible to. There's a lot of people that I ain't listen to that bullshit. I'm not with that. Get out of my face. I'm not with it. But what I can say that a lot of the people that spew a lot of negative shit, you know, again, it's media. A lot of people, they just trying to get their shit off. They trying to make money and shit off of some drama. But one thing about me, I'm gonna give you some drama, but at the same time, we're gonna talk real talk over here. We're gonna get back to the money. We're gonna talk about leveling up. We're gonna talk about building. We're gonna talk about growing. I got friends right the fuck now who are out here building. They're doing this shit in real time. They're doing this shit in real fucking time, bro. And the people and the reason this is why I'm not even upset about it, but this is why I get passionate about it, because you got black people that are actually out here trying to do shit for y'all in the black community, trying to help y'all, putting y'all in different spaces. I can be honest with y'all right now. I was able to go into this man's Patreon, right? Teaching the game, investing your money, learning how to invest your money, which is why I came up with the idea of what I do on my Patreon, right? In regards to Earn While You Save. That's an ebook to teach you how to start investing your money, especially if you got a 9-to-5. A lot of people talk about their 9-to-5. Oh, I don't know how to save my money. A lot of y'all don't even know how to invest in your 401k. A lot of y'all don't even know what the fuck a Roth IRA is, let alone how to invest in it. You don't even know that you can get stock options at your company. You just missing out on money. But you over here talking about reparations. And you get mad when another black man tells you, nigga, you dusty. I'm giving you the information, but because you got a hatred for me, you are blocking your blessings of learning how to level yourself up in life. That's crazy to me. That's wild. It's wild. But you can see that. But here's the thing. Go and look at the people that actually rock with Corey Holcomb right now. Go and look at them. Go and look at their archetype. Go look at them. And then look at the archetype of the people who are, you know, let's just say who rock with Anton. Look at the archetype of the individuals. That's all I'm going to say. And it'll tell you the difference. It'll tell you the difference. But guess what? I'm a man. I'm able to be objective about things. I'm able to look at a situation and say, you know what? I ain't with it. My friends can contest to it. I ain't gonna go for everything. I ain't crazy. Yeah, sometimes I can go hard on one situation. I can lean heavy on it and you can't move me from it. I can be very stubborn. I can be. That's fine. Sometimes I gotta be stubborn. But that's just who I am. But let's keep the video going before I don't want to keep rambling.
You may have subscribed to a bunch of garbage that you don't need to be a part of no more. You may need to go down your Instagram list, your TikTok, and unsubscribe from some stuff. You may need to let some people go. You may need to, go on a little sabbatical. You may need to pick up your Bible, start reading again, start reading some financial books, go through your budget and start cutting out all of the fast food eating and all of the stuff that don't matter. Clean up. It's time to go into monk mode. I know that everybody else is going to be partying for Thanksgiving and celebrating. That's the time that we deep dive. We start to go down. And it's going to get difficult because it's always going to look. I know that it's going to be some people that jump into this and they're going to be like, yeah, let's get started. 2 weeks from now, if it's 100 of us that do it, if it's 1,000 of us that do it, cut off 50% of them. 50% of y'all ain't going to make it in the first 2 weeks. 50% of y'all ain't going to make it in the first 2 weeks. You're going to fail. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to resort back to hanging out with the people that's just in the middle because you're going to need some comfort. You're going to want that comfort food. You're going to need that sugar rush. You're going to want to feel like you're a part of something. You're not going to want to feel like an outcast amongst people that are elite. We are an elite squad. We are chasers. We are bag chasers. We really bag catchers, but I say bag chasers because it ring a little bit differently. We are part of an elite group of people that are special. We are designated to do something that the rest of the world can't do. They're not capable. They don't have the discipline. They weak. When they fall, they just lay there. They don't get back up. And so it's going to be half of y'all that fall off within the first 2 weeks. Another 25% is going to fall off within the first month. But it's some of us that's meant to be rich. Some of us are meant to be special. Some of us are meant to live in good health till we 90 years old. Some of us don't need trees in order to get clarity to create greatness. Some of us ain't gonna need a pill in order to get it up. Some of us don't need porn in order to get turned on. Some of us don't need people to give us motivation in order for us to be the best versions of ourselves. At some point, you want to become the motivation for somebody else.
Facts.
Some of us ain't gonna need debt in order to maintain a lifestyle. We're gonna be debt free.
Listen, bro, that nigga said some shit there. Listen, I'm telling you, you become the motivation when you start taking fucking action. When you stop making excuses, you take fucking action. When people are seeing you and they see you being consistent on a consistent basis, regardless if that's one time out the week and you consistent on every fucking Monday. Boom, I'm consistent every Monday, consistent every Monday. They may not say nothing to you right now. I promise you. They ain't gonna say nothing to you. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. They notice, bro. They see you. They see you. I am prime fucking example, dog. I started this channel 2 years ago. I started this channel 2 fucking years ago. 2. I never thought I would even be at 2,000. Some people still say, listen, bro, nigga, you still a micro creator. Correct, I am. But that's fine because guess what I started? I started at 0, my nigga. 0. 0. 0. Nobody was watching me, bro. This ain't even, dog. This ain't even tipping the fucking iceberg. This is what's crazy. I got so much in line. I got so much coming, bro. I got so much coming. I'm telling you, I got so much coming. So much coming. As we continue to build, as we continue to grow. I haven't even told y'all even half the shit that I'm gonna be doing. My main focus is staying consistent. My main focus is making sure that I continue to keep showing up. My main focus is making sure that I keep pouring into y'all. You can go look at my first video that I ever created on this channel. It's totally different. It's totally different from how it looks back then to how it looks right now. Fam, when I tell you, listen, during the live stream, nobody was watching. That bitch said 0. That bitch said 0. Now, of course, my homies, they gonna show love. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't, I wouldn't even say that's expected. You know what I'm saying? The homies gonna do what the homies gonna do, so the homies don't count. I'm talking about people outside of that. I'm talking about people outside of that. Didn't nobody know who this is. There was a time where nobody was in my chat at all. Not one person would comment. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And so help your people around you to understand that if you want to love on me and you want the best for me, then you're going to support me in my journey over these next 90 days in order to have clarity. And it don't mean that you got to have a bad attitude. You ain't got to not talk to people.
Fact.
But just understand that I can't eat the way you going to eat over the next 90 days. I can't hang out in the places that you want to hang out over the next 90 days. I'm not spending no more money unless it's on an investment or saving or stacking or paying off debt over this next 90 days.
You lying.
I'm not participating and going out for Black Friday and going drinking the day after Thanksgiving and spending a whole bunch of money on the holiday on a bunch of stuff just to please people, and they're not even going to care about it next year. You don't even remember what you bought people for Christmas, and you went into debt to do it. It took you 8 months to get out of debt from what you spent in Christmas, and don't nobody even care. We're not doing that no more this year.
Appreciate you, bro.
We're not doing that no more this year. We're going to 100% get focused. We're going to get clear.
Yep.
We not gonna need or depend on any of this stuff that's keeping us on the drip, meaning that all of these pills that you taking and all of this stuff that you taking or whatever in order to cope, or this medicine, it's not curing you. You just treating the symptoms. You got to get down. You got to get into the core of what's wrong with you. And I understand that everybody has something and everybody is dealing with something. So this is what I want you to do before we get started with the show. Go through and write down. You ain't got to show it to nobody. You ain't got to tell us. This is just for you. Go through and write down everything that you want to get rid of over the next 30 days, everything that you want to start to get clarity on over the next 60 days, and then everything that you want to accomplish and you want to set your sights on and focus on over the next 90 days. Get rid of 30, clarity on 60, accomplishments is on 90. That's why we do it. The 30 days is to create the habit and to break the curses. That's breaking the generational curses. The 60 days is the sustainability. That's when you start to get clarity and start to focus and start to move things around. The 90 is when you start to capitalize, and that's when you take off. That's what we focus on. By the time everybody else figure it out, you're going to be 30 pounds down, 60 pounds down. Clarity, breaking generational curses, no more needing that medicine. You don't have to have healthcare coverage just so you can start to treat the symptoms. You got healthcare coverage just in case anything happens. That's what healthcare is supposed to be for.
Facts.
We getting clarity. We leaving all of that nonsense, all of the devil's work, all of them demons that's on your back. We leaving all of that behind. We kicking it. It's going to be hard. Anything that's worth having is going to be hard. That ain't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody could have it. That's why they say everybody can't be a millionaire. Everybody can't be a billionaire. You're right. It's not for you. It's
the thing is, and what's crazy is it's so hard, but yet it's so easy, bro. It's so hard, but yet it's so fucking easy. It's the boring shit, bro. It's the boring shit. It's the boring shit. It's the boring shit. Consistency is boring. It's the same shit over and over and over. You implement something else, but it's the same shit. You be consistent. You do something. Boom. Boom, you implement. Oh, you integrate. You integrate, but you're still doing the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You integrate over and over and over and over. It's the same thing, bro. I started to align myself and my thinking. It's like, listen, man, let me look at what's going on with these people who are actually out here making money. I'm talking about real money. We're not talking about these one-offs. We're talking about people who are actually making real money out here. They have a boring lifestyle. And no, I don't mean boring by sitting on the couch, watching TV. They come home from whatever they were doing. They sit down, they kick their feet up. No. Their life is boring, but it's consistent. It's intentional. They wake up at a certain time every fucking morning. They go to the gym. That's what a lot of people understand too. A lot of successful people, they go to the gym, they work out, whether it's at home or they actually go to the gym. They work out on a consistent basis. That's one. They have a calendar. That's one thing that I make sure I got. I got my calendar set up. I have a calendar. You have to have a calendar. So that's for the people who are around you. So therefore, if some shit pop up, like, listen, open, check my calendar. I'm busy. I got shit going on. It keeps you from the bullshit that's going on in the outside world, and it keeps you focused. And it also keeps you aligned with, your spouse or your girl or your people, whoever you with. You know what I'm saying? You can invite them into that so they understand and know your schedule as well. So therefore, there ain't gonna be no questions asked. Like, listen, I got this going on, X, Y, and Z. It keeps your mind clear for once. You don't got to think about what you got to do, but it also keeps you consistent. You keep that consistent. And now you're working. You read, and you're not just reading fantasy books. You're reading books that's actually helping you level up. It's actually helping you grow. And on top of that, you may be on phone calls and you're constantly learning. You're constantly learning and building, implementing, learning, being coachable, learning. The biggest thing is learning. Always being coachable, always remaining a student of it, perfecting your craft, putting in your 10,000 hours, and you're just fucking grinding, learning to say no to things, even though a lot of people, oh man, you always working. Nope, I can't do it, bro. I got things to do. Nope, I'm not where I want to be. Can't do it. But no, you can do it for. Can't do it. I got things to do. Now they do say. Celebrate the small wins. You got to celebrate the small wins. So nobody's saying that you got to say no to everything, but 90% of the time you got to say no. But you got to celebrate the small wins. I haven't celebrated my 2K yet. I plan to, but you know what I'm saying? But I got to celebrate the small wins because that's a milestone. Some people haven't even hit 2K. Some people can't even fathom 2K right now. Some people can't even see 2K and they just starting their YouTube channel out. So that's an accomplishment in itself, right? But the goal is 10K, 100K, 1 mil. That's the bigger goal, but we gotta celebrate the smaller wins. But boring consistency. Implementation, build, grow, learn. All of these things are compiled in this situation, and you have to continue to keep doing it on a consistent basis.
For me. And so, ladies, gentlemen, everybody that is watching this right now, you need clarity. There are some things in your life that we have to solve for, and we want the best of it. So that's monk mode. That's what we're doing. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get this money? We got.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Shout out to that dude, Anton Daniels. Shout out to AD, and the reason I played this, is because a lot of people have been putting out a lot of negative content about the dude, right? They haven't put out any content. They're talking about, oh, he's fake, he ain't a real Christian, he all this extra shit. But yet they're not putting out the positive content. They're not putting out the shit that he's doing to build, to grow, and how he got to this point, how he's investing, how he's doing things for his daughter, how he's doing things for his wife. He's giving his life and his wife and his daughter. And he's created this entire trajectory of their life that a lot of people couldn't even fathom. Because a lot of people got a lot of hate in their heart. Because, let's be honest, some people wish they were him. So all they can do is hate. All they can do is hate. I don't know the man personally, but I know from the things that I've seen and the things, and as long as I've been following him and paying attention to him, I don't see anything negative. I see positive, how he's championing the best that's for the Black community, and how he's trying to help people, get out of that plantation mindset. Like, listen, bro, you are in control of your own life. Why you still being dusty? Why you still acting like a degenerate? You got full control of your life and what you can do. You can change your life. But you continue to keep listening to other people. You continue to keep hanging around these degenerate ass people. You keep doing stupid shit out here in these streets. I don't champion that. I champion the shit that's good for the Black community. That's what I champion. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to have those conversations. Because niggas want to be degenerate. Niggas want to be drama. They want this love and hip hop. They want this love and hip hop drama. Hip hop Miami drama. That's what they want. That's what they feed on. If it ain't negative, they don't want it. Why do you think there's so many people who have completely negative content? All they talk about is negative shit. Their shit always blowing the fuck up. But then when it comes to people who are talking positive, it's slower growth. Why do you think that is? People don't want to hear that shit. Oh, I don't want to be positive because I don't believe in that shit. Because these niggas are degenerate. They negative. They got that demon on their back. What up, KD? What up with it? So it is what it is. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification.